Hi, this is Dr. Richard Jolliff, and I want to welcome you to this week's Leadership to Go. Really great to have you with us today. And I'm going to be sharing with you some really powerful truths about targeted empowerment that activates ministry. Targeted empowerment activating ministry. T.E.A.M, or the TEAM principle, as I like to call it. So we're going to talk about how to build teams. We're going to talk about teamwork a little bit. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to look at some different aspects of how to develop the team, talk a little bit about maturity levels. I'll talk to you some about the process we use for development at Amazing Grace, our equipping model that we use. And we really believe in what we do here. We've been applying these principles through a good friend of ours, Dr. Lynn Hood, who really challenged us with some of these ideas several years ago, and just continue to apply them. And I've taught them all over the world and in a lot of different churches, and I know they'll be a great blessing to you. So let's dig right in. Teamwork, by definition, at least by our core value definition, is enabling you to serve together in a shared ministry environment. And that's what we really believe is that we are in a shared ministry environment, and so we are enabling people to serve in that environment. Now, one of the difficulties we deal with in ministry is that over time people take ownership, which we want them to take ownership of ministry, but they can take ownership of an area and then not want to share that anymore. So newer people that come in have a harder time getting involved. Younger people have a harder time getting involved because of that ownership. It becomes sort of like protect my area. But the idea we need to convey is that what we're really called to do is to develop ministry, not to develop an area or to develop a project or to oversee, like if you're an usher, the head usher, you're not there to just protect the usher ministry, you're there to develop ushers. And so if you continue that kind of thinking, whether it's music or it's ushering or it's greeting or even pastoral ministry, that we are actually looking at that what we're doing is enabling people to serve together in this is a shared ministry environment. We're all the body of Christ. Things can really become exciting, and that's really what we want to see happen is that as we're continuing to develop ministry, that's what we're doing is developing people, not just areas. Okay, so targeted empowerment, activating ministry. How do we activate ministry? We do it through targeted empowerment. We use what we call an empowerment or equipping process at Amazing Grace. Learned this through John Maxwell years ago, and it goes something like this. We call it the 5 M's. One is that the model, M-O-D-E-L. Second is mentor, M-E-N-T-O-R. Then the next level is the monitor. And then the next level that we use is that we talk about the motivator, and then we talk about the multiplier. Now, each of these carries a responsibility for you and for the person you're working with or serving with or developing or empowering. First of all, at the model level, that's pretty much where you're doing the work. And so people see you doing it. They get excited about it. They want to become a part of the process. So they see you serving. Hey, I want to do that. I can do that. I'd like to do that. Or maybe people that you've gone to and said, I'd like you to watch me do this and see if this is something you might like to get involved with. Once we move from the model level where I'm doing the work, we move to the next level, which is the mentor level, which means I'm still doing the work, but you're with me. In a lot of ministries, that's as far as they really go, is that they're just in a mentoring process. But that's not the full completion. I mean, we want to fully train someone, we want to develop them, but we have to continuously look forward that I'm not just mentoring, but eventually what I want to do is to get into the place where now I'm monitoring. And monitoring means that you're doing the work and I'm with you. So now I've sort of taken a role reversal with you and said, let's see you do this. Let's see you operate in this area. Let's give you the opportunity to be able to serve in this ministry area. And as they begin to do that, then what happens is out of that, we develop them even further. We help them, we correct, instruct, and develop and train and do all those kinds of things with them because we're getting to see them do it hands-on. But that's not really the complete process because at some point here now we begin to delegate. And when we delegate, what we want to do is we want to move from this monitoring level to now we're moving out and we're just a motivator, and that means you're doing it, but I'm encouraging you. I'm grateful. Thank you. Great job. So I'm the motivator. I back off and let you do the work, and I just basically encourage you. But this is really an awesome level, and a lot of delegation looks like this, and we'll talk about some of those different areas here, like I said, in the weeks to come, excuse me. But what the struggle is with this is that this can really dead end ministry, because now we're just a motivator, but there's no reproduction taking place. And that's why we move to this fifth M, and that is that now I'm a multiplier. We always want to teach, we always want to instruct that this isn't about you getting it. This is about you getting it enough that you can actually pass it on to someone else. And that's what a multiplier does. So now the process is you're a multiplier, you're doing it, and someone is with you. And that's what we really want to strive to accomplish, is that we're seeing that take place in ministry. So model, I do it. Mentor, I do it, you're with me. Monitor, you do it, I'm with you. Motivator, you do it. But that end one, that's the real key to real targeted empowerment. You do it, and someone is with you. And we're always thinking about adding to, growing, developing, encouraging. You know, and this really becomes a core value of what we're doing, whether it's in business or it's in church or it's in some parachurch organization. What begins to happen is exciting things begin to take place because we begin to see people really grab this vision. They take ownership of it, but they don't just take ownership of the area and say, this is mine, I'm protecting it. What happens is they take ownership of developing other people. And when that happens, now we're activating ministry. Now we're really activating ministry. And truthfully, we're creating an environment that's conducive for growth and development. Well, it's been my honor to share with you today. Now, next week we'll come back together. I'll talk a little bit about the 4 Ds and how we move through a process of delegation to get to a process of delegation. We'll kind of break these 5 M's down a little bit deeper. Let me encourage you, subscribe to this channel if you would. Right here below. You can leave comments as well. I'd love to hear from you. We're really honored to have an opportunity to be able to share the word with you here on Leadership to Go. Until the next time we're together, Richard Jolliff proclaiming to you, may all of God's richest and best continue to be yours.